something massive is happening in the world of AI right now. OpenAI and Google, the two biggest names in artificial intelligence, are about to go head-to-head again. And this time, it's not just another model drop. It's a full-on AI showdown. Because according to multiple leaks, OpenAI's new GPT 5.1 thinking model is nearly ready, a version designed to reason like a human. And at the same time, Google's Gemini 3 Pro and its brand new image engine, Nano Banana 2, are on the verge of release. Both could launch within days of each other. So yeah, this is about to get wild. Welcome back to the channel, I'm Your Name, and today we're diving deep into what could be the most important moment in the AI race since ChatGPT first launched. Grab a coffee, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the next few weeks could reshape how we use AI forever. The rise of GPT 5.1 thinking model. Let's start with OpenAI. Hidden deep inside ChatGPT's backend, developers recently spotted something mysterious, a reference to GPT 5.1 thinking. And here's the thing, it's not just another minor update. It looks like an entirely new class of model. Internal code leaks revealed lines showing GPT 5.1 thinking, GPT 5.1 reasoning, and even GPT 5.1 Pro. In other words, OpenAI isn't testing one version. It's testing a family of models. But the most intriguing part is that thinking tag. This isn't about replying faster. It's about reasoning, patience, and depth. Imagine asking ChatGPT a complex question, and instead of spitting out an instant answer, it pauses, plans, and builds the response step by step. That's what thinking mode means. Early traces suggest it uses something called multi-step reasoning, breaking down your prompt into smaller parts, solving each, and then building a final structured answer, almost like how a person tackles a tough problem. There's even talk of thinking budgets, where the model decides how much time or computational effort to spend on a hard question. Just like how we humans pause before answering something tricky. In short, OpenAI's next big move isn't speed, it's thoughtfulness. And that's a bold strategy, especially with Google gearing up for something massive of its own. The reasoning revolution now. Why does this matter so much? Because reasoning is the final frontier of AI. Language models can already generate text, write code, and summarize information, but true reasoning means understanding context, ambiguity, and nuance. Anthropic's Claude 4.5 recently showed how far this can go with its improved chain of thought reasoning. And OpenAI seems ready to take that even further. Insiders say GPT 5.1 will handle longer contexts, vague questions, and multi-part instructions better than anything before it. Basically, less guessing, more actual comprehension. And that could make it the first GPT model that truly feels like it understands you. The leak and the launch window. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Inside OpenAI's enterprise logs, engineers found entries confirming internal testing for these new GPT 5.1 variants, along with a rollout date, November 24th. That lines up perfectly with, guess what, Google's Gemini 3 Pro release window. Almost like both companies are timing this as a coordinated duel. Even crazier, some users on OpenRouter have already stumbled upon a mysterious model called Polaris Alpha. And they swear it performs beyond GPT-4 class models, showing extreme strength in creative writing, reasoning, and structured logic tasks. Many now believe Polaris Alpha equals GPT 5.1 thinking, quietly being tested in the wild. So while OpenAI hasn't said a word officially, the breadcrumbs are everywhere. If true, GPT 5.1 could appear for Plus and Pro users any day now. OpenAI's new strategy. Here's something most people missed. OpenAI seems to be shifting away from giant, one-model-fits-all releases. Instead, it's moving towards segmented specialization. Think of it like this. Mini models for speed, thinking models for deep reasoning, pro models for enterprise reliability, each one tuned for a different purpose. So instead of one GPT that tries to do everything, you'll have different tools for different kinds of thinking. That's exactly how humans work. We think fast when chatting, but slow and deliberate when solving problems. GPT 5.1 seems built to do the same. Enter Google's Gemini 3 Pro. Now let's flip the table. Because while OpenAI focuses on depth, Google's new Gemini 3 Pro is betting on scale. Leaked information from Google Cloud's Vertex AI shows Gemini 3 Pro Preview 1 2025 in active testing, confirming the model is nearly ready. Gemini 3 Pro reportedly features a 1 million token context window. To put that in perspective, that's enough to process entire books, codebases, or full project archives in one go. That's absolutely insane. So while OpenAI is working on thinking like a human, Google wants its model to remember like one. And when you combine that with Gemini's multimodal reasoning, text, image, audio, and video all in one model, you start to see why Google's next move could change everything. Benchmark wars. Let's talk performance. Gemini 2.5 Pro, the current version, already scores 63.8% on the SWE coding benchmark using a custom agent setup. That's below Anthropic's Claude Sonnet 4.5, around 77%, but still very competitive. Gemini 3 Pro is expected to close that gap, and maybe even surpass it, especially with the larger context window and more advanced agent reasoning. But Google isn't stopping there, because it's also preparing a surprise creative model. Meet Nano Banana 2 Banana. Yes, that's the real name, Nano Banana 2. It sounds fun, but under the hood, it's serious tech. Nano Banana 2 is Google's next-generation AI image generator, built directly on the Gemini 3 Pro image architecture, the same multimodal core that powers Gemini's text and vision systems. The original Nano Banana exploded in popularity earlier this year for one simple reason: it let users transform selfies into stunning 3D-style portraits instantly. That feature alone pulled in over 10 million new users and actually helped Gemini surpass ChatGPT's app downloads for the first time ever. Even NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang called it a creative breakthrough and joked that he'd gone nano bananas using it. But Nano Banana 2? It's on another level. What's new in Nano Banana 2? Here's what we know so far. Native 2K renders with 4K upscaling for pro-grade results straight from a phone. Better prompt accuracy, meaning text-to-image prompts now render legible typography, no more mangled AI letters. Cultural context awareness, the model understands geographic and cultural nuances. Type, streetwear shoot in Berlin winter, it shows realistic European fashion and lighting. Say, family picnic in Tokyo springtime, it captures cherry blossoms and Japanese aesthetics. This isn't random image generation anymore, it's context-aware storytelling. The consistency breakthrough. One of the biggest pain points in image models has been subject consistency. You generate the same person twice, and they look completely different. But Nano Banana 2 fixes that. It keeps faces, outfits, and objects coherent across multiple scenes. So creators can finally build visual stories, campaigns, or comics, without redoing every frame. It's almost like a lightweight animation system built into an image model. Edit with Gemini. Another game changer is the new Edit with Gemini mode. Instead of restarting a prompt, users can highlight a section of the image and modify just that part. Want to change the outfit? Adjust lighting? Replace a background? All doable in seconds, while keeping the rest intact. And the best part? Render times are now under 10 seconds, down from 20 to 30 seconds before. That puts Nano Banana 2 on par with Midjourney 6 and Adobe Firefly 2 in both speed and quality. Under the hood, Nano Banana 2 is powered by what Google calls Gemini 3 Pro Image, a unified multimodal system capable of text-to-image, image-to-image, multi-image fusion. That means the same backbone could soon show up in Google Photos, Workspace, or even Android wallpaper generation. Essentially, Google is building a connected creative ecosystem, from phone camera to cloud studio, all powered by Gemini. AI that understands culture. This part doesn't get enough attention, but it's huge. Nano Banana 2 has been trained on massively diverse, geographically balanced datasets. So for the first time, AI visuals won't all look Western. They'll reflect authentic local details, fashion, lighting, architecture, making global creativity truly inclusive. This cultural depth could make Nano Banana 2 a favorite among filmmakers, advertisers, and global creators who need realistic regional content. Developer tools, ADK Go. Now, while everyone's hyped about models, Google quietly dropped something that might be even more important for developers: the Agent Development Kit for Go, or ADK Go. This brings Gemini's agent building tools to the Go programming language, joining existing SDKs for Python and Java. What does that mean? Developers can now build, debug, version, and deploy AI agents directly in code, not just through prompt workflows. It's a move to make AI development feel like real software engineering again. Agent to agent, a two-way communication, and here's where it gets cool: a two-way support, agent to agent communication. Imagine multiple AI agents working together on a task. A main agent delegates to sub-agents, each specialized in something, all without exposing internal memory or logic. Google even open-sourced a full A2A Go SDK so developers can experiment with distributed agent networks. This is the foundation for future AI ecosystems, where different agents handle research, writing, design, and coding, collaborating in real time. The bigger picture. So where does that leave us? On one side, OpenAI's GPT 5.1, a model designed to think deeper, reason better, and feel more human. On the other, Google's Gemini 3 Pro plus Nano Banana 2, a system built for scale, memory, and multimodal creation. Depth versus scale. Reasoning versus memory. Deliberation versus raw power. Two different philosophies, both racing toward the same goal: AI that doesn't just talk, but truly thinks. What happens next? If leaks are accurate, OpenAI could announce GPT 5.1 around late November 2025, possibly earlier for Plus and Pro users. And Google's Gemini 3 Pro might follow just days later. For the first time, we'll see two flagship AI ecosystems collide: text, vision, reasoning, and creative tools all converging. And no matter which one comes out on top, one thing's certain: AI is entering a new era, not just faster, but smarter. Final thoughts, sir. What do you think? Will GPT 5.1's reasoning power make ChatGPT unbeatable again? Or will Gemini 3 Pro's massive memory and Nano Banana 2's visuals push Google ahead? Let's discuss it below, because this race is only just beginning. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, hit like, and ring that bell. Because the next few weeks in AI are going to be legendary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.